I was sitting down in this chair, this very chair, relaxing, just enjoying myself, watching YouTube videos, watching Twitch streams, doing it up, dude, until I felt something crawl on my leg. I was shocked, I was scared, I shrieked louder than I had ever shrieked before in my entire life. I shook my leg in the hopes of getting whatever it was off of my body. I looked underneath my desk with my flashlight, trying to figure out just what had dared to touch my body. I couldn't find it though. I couldn't do it, dude. I failed. So I sat back down and was on high alert for the rest of the night. I went back to watching YouTube, and about 25 to 30 minutes had passed. And that's when I had saw something unholy, something unfathomable, something ungodly. I saw the largest, the beefiest, the most gargantuan roach I had ever seen in my entire life crawling along this very wall. This thing was incredible. I had to just take a moment to just stare at it in awe because I could not believe what I was witnessing, dude. This thing was huge. I shook out of my daze, and using this exact same container, I trapped the roach against the wall. This thing had to have been blessed by God or some nonsense, dude, because it possessed strength I didn't even know roaches could possess. This thing was unholy. I felt it using every ounce of might it could muster, trying to knock the bottle away from my hand, trying to build up momentum and just slide the bottle away, dude. So I had to keep absolute pressure upon that roach at all times. If I let my wrist go slack for just a moment, it would take that opportunity and use it to escape. So I quickly cried out to my sister, please, come here, come hither, assist me on this fine day. She burst through the door thinking I was dying or some nonsense. She says, what's wrong? What's wrong? What is it? What do you want? I told her I got a roach right here, trapped. I need your help. She ran out the room, dude. She booked it. I said, wait, please just wait. I cannot move from this spot. She says, what do you want? From the hallway, what do you want? I tell her, bring me a bottle of air freshener. That's all I need. You might be saying, why in God's name do you need a bottle of air freshener? Because I was planning to fumigate that roach. That's why. My friend at work, he introduced me to this tactic. He uses brake cleaner to gas an entire warehouse just to kill one singular bug. Is it inhumane and absolutely insane? Very. Does it get the job done? You're damn right it does. So that was my plan. I told her to bring the air freshener. She brings it to me and she leaves the room, never to be seen again for that night. I lift the bottle just enough for me to get the nozzle of the air freshener underneath it, but not enough for the roach to slide out under it. And then I fumigate. I begin the fumigation process. But this roach, it had to have had like iron lungs or some nonsense because this thing just was not dying. I'm pretty sure if it held its lungs, if it held its breath for like a few years, it would still be fine. Because the lungs on this roach was truly immaculate. Absolutely indefatigable. So the air freshener fumigating process was an absolute failure. I had to come up with a plan quickly because I was getting tired of holding this roach here, dude. I didn't know what to do. This roach was firing on all cylinders. If it wasn't amped up already, it definitely was now. So I had to think of something else. I had to think. And that's when I came up with the brilliant idea. I started dragging the roach down. Remember, it's still pressed up against the wall using that bottle. I started dragging it down against the wall, pulling it. The roach knew something was amiss. It knew something was up. It started trying to go against the pull. It pushed upward while I was pulling downward, dude, so I had to keep going. I brought it all the way down to the floor. My plan was to release the roach, and using these boards that I keep on the side of my desk. Don't ask me why I keep them, I just keep them there. I got these boards. I was gonna lift the roach up and let it escape, and then use the boards to squash it against the wall. But I had to be quick. I couldn't waste any movement because if I did, it's so fast it would have scurried away, never to be seen again. So I had to think quick, dude. I had to go quick. My plan was simple. I sprung into action. I released the roach. This thing moved faster than I had ever seen anything move in my life. It was incredible, the sheer speed of it. I was fumbling, dude. I couldn't grab the wood fast enough. It was speeding along the wall, zigzagging up a storm. I grabbed the wood and I started going like that, trying to catch it because it was just zigzagging up a storm. It was so fast, so incredibly unpredictable. This roach was insane. It was the smartest and most intelligent roach I have ever met in my life. I finally remembered that I had the air freshener. I used the air freshener to daze it, to stun it. I blasted that thing, dude. It's incredibly inhumane, but I had to do it. I had no other option. It was moving too fast for me to catch, so I blasted it. Harder than I'd ever blast before. I blasted it, it fell to the floor. Its end was in sight. Before I dealt the final blow, I just had to look at it and just think back on the events that had just transpired. I felt bad. I felt a sour taste in my mouth. This roach, did it really need to die? Did it really deserve to perish? Yes, it did. I crushed it right then and there, and that was it. The war was finally over. I gathered it up and threw it away. That roach was quite possibly the fiercest, the most resilient, absolute strongest roach I had ever faced in my life. After it was all said and done, I just had to sit down and just ponder, just contemplate over what had happened and how this roach had been bred. Had just I don't even think it was born. It simply came to be, dude. It has just been spawned somehow by some deity. Cause there's no way this roach was just born, dude. This thing was out of this world. Absolutely unordinary. It was quite possibly the most valiant opponent I have ever fought. Very worthy. Very, very worthy opponent. I still think about it to this day, dude. That's exactly why I'm making this video, to immortalize that roach. Yes, it is dead. Long gone. But he shall live on as the fiercest, the most resilient, the most headstrong, sturdy, indefatigable roach of all time. Without a doubt. Please, if you enjoyed this video, and if you have just a single shred of respect for that roach, I implore you to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.